Firing as I went into the room. I just started firing.
In what direction?
In front of me.
What was in front of you?
My parents.
Hey, you guys. Hey.
I'm trying this from the computer, so we're going to see how long or how well it does.
Okay.
Wait, now it's all quiet. Hold on. I turned it down too low. Yeah, I just turned it down too low. Say something again.
Something again.
Okay, thanks.
Is it working?
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, you guys. Oh my God. Part of me is like jumping out of my skin, and the other part is I'm ready to burst into tears, and I don't know which it is. So y'all are gonna have to bear with me. But there's a couple of people that I have to say. I want to say a special hello to everyone. Please don't misunderstand me. But there's a couple in here that have kept me going in the last month. And you may know it and you may not know it, but you have done it. And you deserve a special hello. And the first person I'm going to thank is LFT. She didn't see that coming. My partner in crime. Thank you. Shifty. Shifty has been an amazing friend to me. I'm so grateful. And thank you. She's just been a source of light for me, and I really appreciate it. Wheel, I literally, your messages have been, we had a close call on quitting. And I just want to say thank you, Mr. Boss Man, because you have really enabled us to keep going, and that is no bullshit. That is absolutely no bullshit. Carol freaking Claus, I missed you. My K-Braze, my man. Hello. Punksy, you just know. You already know. By the way, I want to thank Punksy for her artwork behind me. And my beautiful partner in crime, that is my girl Punksies. And she has just been an amazing, amazing, I'm so thrilled. Now this one's gonna sting, and I'm gonna try and say it without crying. No, I'm not. MK, buddy, welcome home. I have missed you. Staying in touch with you has been amazing, and I'm so thrilled beyond thrilled that you're here, and I'm so honored that you have come back. And we just welcome home. Welcome home, Ava. How are you? We had to rock it out a little bit in order to keep going. You should have just gone to the game, Chris. God, I love that name. I was just going to change my name to Dookie Shoes LFT. Did you see that message?
Yes, I did. And you'll see that I was typing while you were talking. Sorry.
Dookie Shoes.
You'll see. Yeah, I wrote Ava. Punksy, Dookie Shoes, Frigidaire.
Lavina.
Crazy Mom. Where's Crazy Mama? Crazy Mama. And
Oh, gracious.
MK, everybody's.
Yo, Crazy Mama. Oh, I'm so excited. KM, welcome. I'm so incredibly happy you guys are here. And I'm so, honest to God, I'm touched. And it's been, Dookie Shoes, I'm done. Like, is that not the best? That you can credit LFT for that. I did that video, but man, she found that shit a long time ago and made me laugh. It was amazing. You took your gummy. Oh, we got the true crime for you, friends. We got the true crime. So we have had an enormous amount going on. I'm not going to get into it. We're not going to even talk about it. We're going to blaze right over that bullshit. But I can tell you that I am hitting the live button was one of the hardest things I've done in a long time. Oh, Risk! Hey! The trips are in the house? Oh, that's awesome. That's really, really cool. That's pretty fucking cool. I love that. Shifty, I owe you a message tonight, and I'll send you one, but thank you for all you do behind the scenes that people don't know about, and you're just, and like I said, a source of light for both LFT and myself. So I appreciate you. Yo, let's talk some Menendez. We got into this kind of accidentally, right?
I don't really remember how we did. But
it was sort of a stumbling over process. We were like, everything's
the menudo, and I was like, what the fart is a menudo? I know it now.
Well, yeah, you were the one that was like, have you seen this? And I'm like, ugh, Menendez. Good God. It was okay. So let me eat my words again, because she was right about oh shit, that's right. I forgot. Crazy Mama, hold on a second. Are you able to drop your link in here?
I would get out of my head. I was about to say that.
She did a live today, and I haven't had a chance to watch it because I was researching, but Crazy Mama's going live, and her voice, I mean, if you guys know from past experiences here, you know that her voice is very soothing, and she does it incredible live. And she did one today. But I want to make sure that you guys get a chance to see it and we share it. And I didn't share it yet. So if Crazy Mama, you wouldn't mind doing your own dirty work and potentially sharing your live and your channel so that everyone could go over and subscribe to you, I'd really appreciate that. Please go over and subscribe to her. I haven't spoken with her, but I can tell you that I have encouraged her to go live for years. And I'm super excited that she's finally taken the plunge and decided to do it. And I just want her to be the most successful. Oh, yay, Chris, awesome. Thank you. She loves doing dirty work. Yeah, please go subscribe to her and support her. And it would just
she'll be putting up a sign up sheet at some point if you don't get notifications. I've already made the request, and it seems she was on board with it. She was like, yeah, one more thing I want to do is notify everyone individually. I'll get right on that. But
she's very good. She's very good, Wilby. She really is. Mm-hmm. She's much more prepared than she gives herself credit for. But actually, there's something else I need to do while I'm here. So take over talking. Talk about the Menendez brothers. Oh, you want bad timing?
What? No, I was not taking a bite of. I was not at all taking a bite of food.
I on a street.
Yeah, nope. I live on the edge. I live on the edge.
Oh, we have some really fun. I'm trying to get more.
Okay, I thought the Murdaugh trial was like engaging and like kind of laughable at times to watch. Like some of this that you're just like, oh my god. I was wrong. I was so wrong because no, a little bit because I found something that trumped it. And I cannot get like Leslie Abramson's like exam of Dr. Oziel.
We'll talk about him too.
I've never seen someone so unable to answer questions. And by the way, we're going to make a bingo card so we can all do this one night. And we're just going to watch them. But has anyone ever seen someone to like? You're on the stand and the attorney asks you a question and you turn and look at the judge and like, I don't know what to do about that. Was this ever an option before 1993, like since 1993, or did they abolish it then? Because I've never seen someone on the stand turn to the judge being like, hey, like, can I use a lifeline?
Counsel here, Your Honor.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, really?
Wheel donated 5 memberships. Thank you, sir. You've also been added as a mod because you are my boss man. And I love you to pieces. Thank you so much for doing that. That was very kind.
Dookie shoes, no way.
Dookie shoes.
Yeah, we'll have to take it like we're gonna have to jump between Menendez and Murdaugh once
Menendez is so much. That's the thing. Like
there's so much.
I thought Murdaugh was so much. I was sadly mistaken that Menendez is equally as much. Do we want to start with the 20 questions, or do you have stuff you want to say first?
No, I was thinking. I mean, I'm assuming I was pretty young when this trial happened or when the murders happened, but yeah, I really was. I don't really remember it. So reading up on it, I made Tia like, did I just start posing questions to you? And you were like, what the? And I was like, what about if it happened like this? And I don't know. So we came up with this list. And we thought it would be interesting to see, like this was I've answered my initial answers, but as I've researched and found out more, I'm a little, I'm not as sold on my positioning of some of my answers. So I thought it'd be really interesting to see what y'all think. And then after talking about it for a bit, like a live or two, to see if your answers are still along the same lines. Like
we did this prematurely. We both did it. We both took the test. And I'll tell you our answers. But I want you guys to feel free to answer in the chat or in the comments, wherever. It's so interesting to me doing this. And I won't tell you that I was old enough to watch the trial or, Data Menendez, whatever. But I might have been. So I remember a little bit of this. But let's ask, I'm going to run down these questions. And as you know, the Menendez trial, now let me just tell you really quick. Lyle and Eric Menendez admittedly killed their parents on August 20th, 1989. Shotgunned them to death in their own home. I think everybody kind of knows who they are. I wanted to say thank you all for being so generous and blessing and helping me, sending me your thoughts and prayers and getting me through a rough time. Wow. Man, anytime, my friend, anytime, you helped us too. And you did that for us. So thank you, MK. And that's why I said it was really hard. And you touched my heart. And it's really important that you know that welcome home, buddy, because we have missed you. You have no idea how many people in this community have asked about you and hope that you are well. And I hesitated in saying anything because it's not my business, but I'm really glad that you're back. And I would do it tomorrow without question. So Menendez questions. So you guys know who, I'm assuming everyone knows who they are. LFT, let's play 20 questions. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
I'm so ready. Bring it. Quiz me.
Oh,
wait, this isn't a quiz.
Never mind.
Go ahead. Wait, you drove past their house when the owners were moving in. It's crazy, but I did stop and take a picture.
I need a picture. I need that picture. That's so cool. I need that picture. This is during the time of the OJ, around this time, 93, 96, all that time. So I remember some of the trial, which I recall the right, Lavina. Well, and there was actually 2 trials in one, and then a second trial. We're calling it Menendez 1 and Menendez 2. Menendez 1 had 2 juries, 1 trial. They had 1 jury for Lyle and 1 jury for Eric, 1 court proceeding, which is super confusing. Okay, so Menendez 1, 2 juries, 1 trial. Each person had their own jury. Menendez 2, 1 jury. Okay, so Menendez 1 was a mistrial on both counts, both Lyle and Eric, mistrial. Menendez 2 was first-degree murder, conviction for both, life without parole, without the possibility of parole. They have been in prison. They are now together in, what is it, Donovan? Richard Donovan?
Richard Donovan.
Richard Donovan Correctional Facility in San Diego. They are super vocal. I need to tell you that. I don't know how much I want to tell you about. We'll just say they're super vocal. Question number 1. Ready? Mm-hmm. Did the O.J. Simpson trial influence the outcome of Menendez 2? Can you tell? Yes. Yeah. Can you tell them when O.J. ended and when Menendez 1 and 2 ended? Do you have those available?
Yeah. So the first day of the actual opening statements during the first trial. So Menendez, and will be, I saw your thing, 3 question mark. I used to think, I was thinking the same thing up until 6 days ago. I think we thought it was the 3 trials because Eric's jury came back first in the first trial. Mm-hmm. And then a week and a half, the other jury was, Lyle's was still deliberating. They deliberated a little bit longer, I believe. Mm-hmm. And so it was we go through 1 trial and then we get one verdict. Well, deadlocked, jury 1. And then it comes out jury 2, deadlocked. And then we go into actual trial number 2, but it felt like 3 because I was I thought there were 3 too. Mm-hmm. And then I was No, wait a
It's
minute.
actually 2 trials, 3 juries, and a partridge in a pear tree. So in between
the first
one and, excuse me.
No, I was going to say the first one. So for just real fast for Lyle and Eric, with the 2 juries, the first trial, the opening statements started July 20th. So July of 93, July 20th of 93. And it goes like the trial went basically till, oh, shoot a monkey. January 28th, I believe, because Lyle's verdict, Eric's his verdict came in January of 94. And then Lyle's verdict came in on the 28th of January. So that ends in January. Then 94. Then in June of 94, Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman are stabbed to death. OJ's charged 94. And then his trial began January 24th of 95, ended in October. And then opening statements for the second trial, Menendez, October 11th. So OJ ends October 3rd. Menendez starts up again October 11th. And in between then, there's so much going on behind the scenes, like little mini hearings about stuff, but they overlapped during that, during the break between trial 1 and trial 2 for the Menendez. OJ fell right in the middle.
So do you think the OJ trial influenced the outcome of Menendez too?
Yes.
Me too. I said the same thing. Actually, you said yes. I said absolutely. There's no question. Yes. Actually, to be fair, Ron Shapiro, who was OJ's lawyer, was Eric's lawyer for the arraignment. I couldn't think of that word to save my life. He was Eric's attorney. Robert Shapiro was Eric's attorney for the arraignment. Eric is actually the one that put Johnny Cochran on to OJ. Long story. Okay. Anywho, but we are in so deep for this, you guys. It's amazing. Like, this is quite the story. And I'll tell you what, I do have feelings. Normally I'm very, I try to go in one, thinking innocence. We already know that they're guilty. But I do have feelings on this case already, and it's really frustrating. It's really frustrating because I'm trying to take feelings out of this case. Do you have feelings too, LFT? Are you still neutral? You're still
feelings.
Are you leaning away?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you are. Okay.
No, I think I'm still kind of where I am.
Yeah. Me too. Okay. Question number 2: were Lyle and Eric as close prior to the murders as their parent were Lyle and Eric as close prior to the murders of their parents as they appeared?
Before August 20th?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they were as tight. I don't think they were quite as, I think they, no, my answer is no.
Right.
Oh my God, I'm acting like Ozeal. I don't recall.
No, you're not. I don't recall. That's an inside joke you guys are about to be a part of tonight. The Ozeal jokes. Okay, this is a good one because this is 2 questions in one, so pay attention. No, why start being serious now, crazy mama? That would be weird.
That'd be weird.
I have mixed feelings, and I will come clean with my feelings in a few minutes. Do years of emotional, sexual, and physical abuse justify murder of both Kitty and Jose? Do years of emotional, sexual, physical abuse justify the murder of both parents? Do you want your answer for this one? Do you remember your answer for this one?
I mean, what did I say? I think
you said no, like, but it helps explain it, and then you give insight. You said it gives insight to behavior.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of what I was thinking. Yes, I go. It's not except like no, you
justify.
Never.
I said
justifiable.
Go ahead. Yeah, I said justify. No, understandable. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Amy Fisher, what a few go. Kitty, does it justify the abuse or the murder of both Kitty and Jose? There's a difference there, but there's a very fine line in learning about this case. And I'm gonna call some like I see them on this one because Kitty's not gonna sue me.
You're going. I hope you're still laughing when you're in hell.
I'm gonna burn in. Oh shit! I'm gonna burn in hell for a number of reasons. Dershowitz. Yes, It was F. Lee Bailey. OJ's dream team was F. Lee Bailey, Alan Dershowitz, Robert Kardashian, Johnny Cochran, and then there's another guy. I had it written down. Oh God, I have all these notes. You guys, I have all the notes, but I can't find them.
Which ones are we talking about?
OJ's dream team. I have it written down. I don't. There's 5 of them, but I can't remember who the 5th one is.
I don't know. All I remember is Robert Kardashian's face at the verdict. And then all those other guys that were with him.
Okay. Why do you think Judge Wiseman, who's the judge who presided on both cases, limited the evidence in Menendez 2? Probably got to explain that portion.
I think because the prosecution, the defense made their point and did the best to make their case at trial 1, and the prosecution was like, "What? Did not see this coming." They were adamant that they were going to, they were going for the DP during the first trial too, and so I think the prosecution was pretty set on how they were felt very confident. I think the whole abuse, quote unquote, abuse excuse, if you will, as some people see it, through the entire, like, I don't mean to say the political arena, but I mean in terms of like local, the district attorney's office, everyone was going like, oh God. And then you have OJ right on top of it in the middle of everything too. They lose there. There's a lot of pressure on them. And so, yeah, I think there were other motivations by limiting the information in the second trial. I think it was motivated by a number of things.
Did money influence the decision to murder? That is number 5. I have your answer for that. Do you want me to remember? Do you want me to tell you your answer at the time?
Yeah.
Your answer at the time we asked the question was one brother more than the other.
Okay.
My answer was yes.
But I don't think
that anymore.
Yeah. See, I don't think it was the money. Like they were used. I don't think they did it solely for the. No, I don't. Like I think, God, if it had been, say, they lived in a neighborhood 2 neighborhoods over, and things weren't getting any better, they still would have done it. However, did they take advantage or capitalize on the funds that were available to them and the lifestyle afterwards?
Damn straight they did.
Yeah, maybe as college age students, those boys did.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's the sole motivating factor.
Well, the only evidence was essay was their word. Right now that changes. And that's what's interesting to me, doing the deep dive in all this and learning what we've learned. And we've been looking at this now for a couple of weeks, to be fair. We didn't just start this yesterday. We've been doing this now for a couple of weeks. And we're going to tell you which documentaries to tune into because they're interesting. Did Lyle and Eric have the same motive for murdering their parents? So should I inform them of how that actually worked? Because I don't know that everybody knows that story.
Yeah.
Okay. So the night of the actual murder, they had an argument, and we're going to go after we ask these questions, and I'm going to breeze through these pretty quickly. Actually, you know what? I'll explain that now. We'll do a quick timeline. Do we know the timeline prior to the week of, the week before?
Yeah.
Is that in our timeline on what you sent me?
Yeah. I've got it up right here.
Do you mind reading it? Okay, you're
share it?
Oh, sure. If you can.
Now, if everything goes to shit in a second,
I'll do my best.
And I'll be back. My best, and I'll be back. All right, hold on. And this is a very rough draft, so this will be fun. All right, present. Share screen.
Are we logged into the scene? So I don't have to do anything. You should be able to do it, right?
You don't have to do anything. I think I changed my avatar. I changed my avatar from yours to mine.
Okay, cool. I'm Samantha, and look at this case again before tonight. You're going to want to, Chris. You are going to, I'm telling you, you are going to want to. This is some shit. And when you, sorry, I just got distracted. I'm going to go on mute for 1 second. Go ahead. I'm listening. You explain that.
What am I explaining? Wait, Crazy Mama, I just ordered some new string for the tin can, so hopefully that'll help. So this is kind of what I think Tia, what did she say? I swear I was paying attention, like the few days before this all happened. Well, obviously Eric's at home, for summer, but technically, before I misquote this, I just want to make sure that I have this correct. Or maybe LFT hasn't even put it in the timeline yet. But basically, he was suspended, I think, when he got into Princeton for plagiarism, and he wasn't supposed to come back until the fall. He was allowed to come back the fall of '89. So he was already in New Jersey anyway, but he was home for the summer. And he had been, he worked for his dad and did some other stuff as well. So he's obviously at home, kind of trying to stay, from what I understand, in the guest house or the pool house. And then Eric gets done with school, gets into UCLA. He's ready to get the hell out of the house. And then on August 12th, when he's sitting there going through like the UCLA stuff, dorm stuff, all that, that's when apparently Jose informs him that he's going to be required to spend several nights a week at home while attending college. And Eric was like, what? As you see here, it says he testified this shattered his dream of going away to college and getting away from his father. And
his mother too.
Yeah. I think the more motivating factor for him at that moment, especially August 12th, in the fact that it's Jose telling him that he's going to have to spend expected to spend several nights a week at home. I think I understand why he says getting away from his father, because that was the one that was his aggressor right there. So that happened. So it's already off to a little rocky start. And then the 15th, Tia, do I have that right? Is when.
Actually, do you mind if I make it bigger so people can see it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I don't know if that helps or not.
Oh, I can zoom it. I can make it bigger. Sorry, y'all. I didn't write it in super small font. Here we go. Okay. So then we get to August 15th. So 3 days later, there's a lot going on. But anyway, the first thing that really kind of tips this off is when Kitty apparently is arguing with Lyle. They're arguing about something, and she and Eric's coming down the stairs. Hold on.
You're good.
It came back.
It's okay. It came back.
Cool. Okay. I don't think Lyle was aware that Eric was, right there in the room or so close by at the moment. But anyway, Kitty rips his hairpiece off, and she's just in a bit of a fit, from what we understand. And then so Eric sees that, and apparently he was unaware that Lyle had gotten a hairpiece.
He knew something, but he didn't know
what it like.
Right? Yeah.
Something like because I think Lyle was he didn't open up about a lot, but this speaks so much to. I didn't realize that Jose kind of had this whole vision for Lyle, this whole political, great business career, and so the second, I guess, he started losing hair and whatnot, they were like, "We got to fix this. We got to keep the image. Got to go to Princeton. Yada yada yada." Which is, I don't think, was his ambition. So that happened.
Actually, I hate to talk about the psychiatrist.
You will have a field day with this guy. Oh my God, it's unreal. And now I understand why Jose picked him, though. I still think there's motivation with Jose from their little, spree in the summer of '88. The reason why is so manipulated. Of course, Jose would work with the attorneys to make sure that is the therapist that you picked. That's the one. And now it kind of makes sense to me. But this is the same night. So the boys kind of gather together. And this is when Eric apparently tells Lyle that the abuse has continued, up to this August of '89. It's still going on. So
Lyle was abused from the age of 6 to 8 by his father. But he went to his father and said, "If you don't stop, I'm going to tell people." Lyle was definitely the more vocal, stronger of the two. His dad then stopped. And of course, then Eric turned out to be the one. "Hey, Glenn, my man, my friend. How are you? I missed you."
MK, yes, they both were.
They were both adults and both convicted. And they are admitted to killing their parents. They admitted to doing it. Which is why I asked the question, is it justifiable? The things that Eric, okay, so let me just say this too, that Lyle was abused from 6 to 8. Then Eric started being abused. Then Lyle started abusing Eric as well.
Watch me, Nene.
So, I mean, Eric's been screwed with, and pun unintended, his whole life. He's been messed up by his father and his brother. And Lyle is a lot like Jose in his personality, not his character, but his personality. They have some things. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I apologize. Please go ahead. Sorry.
No,
I wanted to make that clear, though, because I think that's a point that I didn't think about.
And for the record too, I think Lau kind of was very impressionable as a child, obviously, because not only did he mimic his father's behavior with Eric when Eric was younger, he also mimicked some of the behavior he had with his mother, with his cousin. And I feel like in a way, Eric and Lau, a parent favored one favored one favored the other in terms of maybe inappropriate relationship aspects. That's what I picked up on from the testimonies about, how close they were with Kitty, the showering, like all that stuff. She's making sure, like helping them bathe till they're 14 years old.
Mm-hmm. Audrey, he was. And I think thank you for making that point.
Yes.
He was a little bit braver than Eric. Hi, Nate.
Eric, but so I learned, and Tia helped point it out to me because we listened to this book too from one of the jurors, which is awesome. But in the book too, it explains, I didn't realize that. I do think they're both like pretty intelligent boys. I don't mean that. I mean, smart, got good educations, but Eric like really struggled with like
some learning disabilities
and dyslexia or what was it? Is there something like dyslexia? I noticed when you mix up
comprehension.
It
wasn't just, it was something else too. We had it. It's also, he has comprehension issues and he has trouble using the right words. I can't remember what that's called. The right words in a sentence. So for instance, he'll say circle instead of square.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. You get where he's going, but that's what he does. It's horrible. I actually do think they should get out. They were young and raised in craziness. So done with that. Interesting. I don't disagree with you. But I also have some, like I said, we both have some weird thoughts now that we've seen. Oh, okay. There's another word though. Thank you. It does cause comprehension, and you're absolutely correct. But there's another word that describes Eric. We have his medical stuff. And there's another word. So please forgive me. I can't think of it right now, but I will put it in.
What part were we at?
Oh my gosh, Carol Claus, thank you so much. That was really kind. I appreciate that very, very much. That was really nice of you.
Okay, wait, hold on. There was another comment. Squirrel. Yes, wait, is that right?
What?
The one that aphasia?
It's a D word. It's not.
No. Anyway, it's in the book, but it helps explain kind of.
Is that where it is?
I think. Yeah. Excuse me. Eric was just more of an emotional. He had a softer side to him. That's kind of how I look at it. Just he was a little bit. I don't want to say fragile. I mean, he's still like a guy's. I mean, I'm not insinuating anything by that. I just meant like he just was a bit clearly more dealt with his emotions in a very different way than Lau did, in my opinion. And they had different experiences and growing up, but yet they suffered the same types of abuse, but in very personalized ways. Different and personalized ways.
Yes, he was dyslexic, but then there was another thing that he had as well. And like I said, you keep talking and I'll look in the book and see what that word is. It's going to drive me nuts.
Okay. Well, anyway, but I'm going to move away from that for a second though. So just real fast to go through right before this all happened. So anyway, the toupee thing happens, or the hairpiece thing happens. And then on August 17th, Eric goes out for a tennis lesson in the morning. He comes home around midnight. And Jose, I think he had to go away the other, like after the 15th Wednesday. For the night. Yep. For a business trip. So he comes back and, Lyle confronts, sorry, I meant to say that. On the 15th, Lyle confronts Jose about the abuse while Eric is out of the house. And then Lyle later tells Eric about it. And he tells Jose that he knows about Eric and it's going to stop. And Jose allegedly says, don't get involved, forget the combo ever happened. And let him handle this kind of deal. So then we go to the 17th, Eric comes home. That night, Jose's back in town, and he burst into Eric's room and quote unquote looked like a bull. And that's when Jose tells him, I warned you never to tell Lyle. I told you to never tell Lyle. It's all your fault. Now Lyle's going to tell everyone, and I'm not going to let that happen. I can't believe you did this. And for the record, this is when Eric testifies at this point in his testimony. He says he thought his parents would kill him as a result of the argument and the years of prior threats already made by Jose.
Which I think is the key to all of this. That was their defense, that their parents were going to kill them.
Mm-hmm. And I think for Eric being so worn down at this point, I think after that encounter that he has that night with Jose, he goes downstairs to talk to his mom, confronts her about it, mm-hmm. and says about allowing the abuse to continue. And she said, essentially told him she wasn't blind to what's been going on, but this is how she still took Jose's side. She was very weak in her own ways, in my opinion.
Yes, it was the imperfect self-defense. You're absolutely correct.
And then anyway, so after that, the boys go the next day and they are on a mission to find, at that point, I think they've convinced themselves that something is imminent. And so on the 18th, they go looking for protection.
Mm-hmm.
They go
looking for pistols, but went bigger. Sorry, I was trying not to use the G word.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Okay, so then the funny thing is, so they go to some of the sporting goods, or ultimately the big 5 sporting goods. But what they found out when they were looking at the smaller guns is that, like, the handgun was not, they weren't interested in that because you had a 15-day waiting period to actually get the weapons after, filling out the paperwork and stuff. And I thought, like, okay, that kind of was like, I would get just like a handgun for protection. But it also, thinking about this more, it kind of makes sense. While they weren't, they felt, if we're going by what they said, they felt they're in imminent danger. They didn't want to wait the 2 weeks. And not only did they not want to wait the 2 weeks because of the danger, Lyle could be gone in 2 weeks because he was going back to school.
Mm-hmm.
Could be there. So that's essentially, I think that's a factor as well as to why they didn't purchase it from the first big 5 in town.
Well, I think they were also afraid of, like, their parents were actually going to harm them. Mm-hmm. Within days, not weeks. They were looking for, they knew Lyle was going to confront the dad.
Mm-hmm.
They knew when that happened, they knew their dad and how he behaved. And so they were scared. So they went and bought weapons. I just can't imagine a father looking at a son. I know, Wheel, it's awful. Oh, God, it's so true.
What about that picture that you showed me? Like the one where where both boys, y'all all know it. It's on, like, if you Google image it, it's one of the first ones that comes up with Lyle and Eric sitting on Jose's lap, like each on one leg, and they're in their little jacket.
Do you want me to pull that up?
Yes, because I because you're like, do you notice anything? And I said no, because I didn't. I was just looking. I looked at it. I was like, no, it's like, son of a nutcracker. There went my pen. Like literally the writing pen just fell off the desk.
She's tethered. She can't reach it.
I can't. It'll knock everything out. If I move a little bit, I'm scared everything will stop working. No. Where was I going with this though?
The picture of I'm getting it, by the way. Give me 1 sec.
Oh, yeah.
It's in the drive.
I want to see if y'all noticed it. Or to see if anyone else noticed. Like, because I was like, oh my God, it's actually.
What is wrong with this picture?
Hold on. Do you have it up? Because I'll stop sharing.
Yeah. Give me 1 sec. Going to the Menendez drive. Moving.
Son of a nutcracker and mother of all things pure and holy, or I'll go mother of pearl. I'm trying to be better about not cussing.
Really? We didn't make that agreement. I didn't know about that because okay, I'll work on that.
Well, when I say like sack of sugar, it ends up like it's too like much of like a stutter too much with it, so it ends up sounding like a sack of shit.
Okay, hang on.
Oh wow.
Did you know about the hang on a second, I'm trying to pull up the picture. Did you know about the Nicole Brown Simpson's baby shower?
I think I had heard that maybe just the other day, but I'd kind of forgotten about it until just wrote that right there.
Yeah, it's weird.
Okay, that I was very good friends with the Simpsons. Oh, got it.
Good gravy.
Oh,
that's a Calabasas house.
Picture. I didn't realize they never even moved into the Calabasas house. They didn't. They got the hell out of there because of the boys' little.
It's not letting me preview. Why is it not letting me doing this? Why is it letting me doing this? Okay.
The boys went on a little.
Do you have the picture?
Spree. Yeah, I'll get it. It's just on Google.
Gosh, we have it, but it's for some reason it's not pulling
Hold on,
it
I got
up.
it. Everyone, no one move because I just opened another tab.
Gosh, doing it. I'm so
Menendez.
sorry. Thank you. Just like boys sitting. I know it's in here.
Okay. Oh, search.
No more files.
Sorry. And
I wonder where it is. I wonder if I can't find it.
$5 to anyone who finds the picture of
I got
sitting on the ledge.
It's, you know what, it's going to be in my deleted pictures because I took it off my computer and put it in the
Oh, I just found a picture of Jose and Eric that I've never seen. Oh, I got it. Oh,
you got it?
Chocolate. I got it. Okay. Someone tell me what's wrong with this picture.
Yeah, I got all the pictures now. They're in my deleted.
File.
His cute little third finger. His little thumb.
Okay, ready?
Ready?
Let's see. What do y'all notice about this picture? Present. Tia's not letting me present. Oh, wait. Yeah, it is. Got it.
I don't know why.
Right here.
No, as much as we prepare and as much as we talk about
Can y'all see it?
Oh, let me take down this. Yep. What is wrong with this picture? Just a couple of boys sitting on their dad's lap. What's wrong with this picture? Anybody?
I'm trying to see.
Anybody? Yep. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Copy. garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that not weird?
I looked at it and I was like, oh my God.
This was during the time when Lyle was being abused.
Mm-hmm.
You hopefully never saw. Ew, gross.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because I was like, oh my God, that's so cute. And then I was like, oh no, it's not.
Mm-hmm. And LFT was like, oh my God, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, seriously? Look at the picture, girl. She's like, oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's different edits to this picture. And still this, oh God, there's the picture right there. Am I deleted? Okay, we're gonna have to.
But anyway, I was just curious. I was like, please tell me someone else. Because when I first looked at it, I just went like, well, I just noticed. I was like, oh, that's cute. Like,
cute family picture.
I didn't
look
go
at Lyle's
to
face.
I didn't go to get your hand off my no square. I didn't.
That is not a handle. Do not hold on to that. Kitty took the picture.
So, lovely.
Yeah.
Yep. Isn't that wild?
This is what we're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jose is so disgusting. And here's a little tip. Kitties know better. These boys have Stockholm syndrome like I've never seen in my life. In my freaking life. To this day, they still speak highly of their parents. They still, even with everything that happened, they love their parents. They don't know any different. And some of the interviews are heart-wrenching to watch because you just want to be like, hey, dude, how can you be that way? Because you don't know. You don't know. I often ask my question, what's wrong with people?
Well, what's crazy is that not only was this going on in their household, both Kitty's family and Jose's family members testified to elements of abuse that they suffered as children. They grew up in households like that as well.
It's weird. I mean, so done with it. I'll tell you my aspect on this, and I want LFT to tell hers. According to all the testimony, his brothers never once said a bad thing about their parent. The graphic detail of the abuse is pretty bad. There's no getting around that. This is why I don't think they should be in prison. I think they need mental therapy. I agree. But admittedly, they did what they did to their parents. I mean, the pictures of the crime scene are like, and the autopsy pictures are brutal.
See,
okay, Audrey. Yes.
I'm the weirdo that looked at the crime, like when the ones that pop up automatically on Google, where it's, we can see him leaning over on the couch. I was like, I don't think the crime scene's like that.
Oh yeah, but then when you look at it, it's pretty brutal.
Up, like I was like, a lot of stuff was very isolated to one area, minus some, the debris and maybe some matter that went elsewhere. But I'll tell you, those are some of the more unfortunate autopsy pictures. In every sense of the word. In every
well, Jose had a third thumb. Let's just call it what it is. It really was just like pathetic.
It was just unfortunate. Just everything about it. It was pretty graphic.
Seinfeld with shrinkage.
I was in the pool.
Jose should not be prancing around like he owns shit. Let's put it that way. They did shoot their parents more than 14 times. It's, some will argue it was heat of the moment. I disagree. True story. It is, oh my gosh, where did that go? New evidence is what I'm talking about. Also, well, yeah. All right, well, let me get through my answer because I'm not, it was cold.
I was in the pool.
It was cold. I was in water. Okay. True story, my friend. True story. True damn story. I think that they should be in prison for killing their parents. Okay? Bottom line. I do. I think what they did was brutal and horrible. I think that they should have had the option of parole after 35 years. I also think that with the new evidence coming forth and people going to court now, bringing forth evidence, I think they did prove they were lousy shots. Yeah, that is very true. There's actually no proof that Eric actually shot anybody, to be fair.
I think he hit a few, like hit Kitty in the arm and leg and stuff. I mean, we know
there's no actual proof.
The kill shots weren't from
the actual.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you think the reason mom had more gunshots because maybe angry at her for never protecting them? Audrey, I think that is compelling and interesting. And yes, I think there's a lot of anger there. Kitty was abusive. There's no getting around it. Kitty was an alcoholic. She was a drug addict. She had anger issues. She was suicidal. Oh, I said the word. Oh, well. She would go off on wild tangents. She would beat the kids. She would get drunk and take them driving. There's a lot with Kitty. There's and the knowledge of the fact that she knew that what Jose was doing to those kids, and she consented and allowed it. So that's my answer to that question. Do I think that they should still be in prison? I think they should be up for parole. I think that LT and I have talked about this a gazillion times, and what I hope will happen in this case and what I will fight to happen is a new trial, allowing all the evidence. The second trial that happened, the judge would not allow any of the SA evidence in the second trial. What happened in the second trial, and the reason we asked you guys if we thought O.J. Simpson influenced the outcome of Menendez too, is because in Menendez 1, they, oh God, yeah, she sure did, Audrey. Yep, sure did. Yep. Yeah, and that's a picture. That's just the saddest picture I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. It's very sad, actually, because no picture should be taken of a 6-year-old boy in the bathtub, of just his area.
And put in an envelope for safekeeping. No, you don't do that.
Yeah, with his 6th birthday written on the envelope in her handwriting. Mm-hmm. She knew. I totally forgot I was going to say something about O.J. Simpson. They've been in prison for their entire lives. They have. And they've done good things since they've been in there. Listen, I'm not going to kid you. They're both douchebags. They're the epitome of Beverly Hills spoiled douchebags. Not new information. But also, how they were brought up, they had no rules. I'm not excusing their behavior by any stretch. They had no rules. They could do anything. They could buy anything. And just a note that the spending spree, everybody talks about the spending spree that happened afterwards with the Porsche and the restaurants and the Rolexes and all that stuff. That was how they lived prior to the killings. Nothing changed there for them. So everybody's like, oh, they went on this huge spending spree. They were allowed to spend that money. Mm-hmm. They were told to spend that money. they got approval to spend that money. Some of it on their dad's credit card, which Live Entertainment paid for. So keep that in mind when you are, when people are like, oh my God, but this spending spree, they went wild. I mean, did they?
In some ways, yes. In some ways, no.
Right. I mean, Eric bought a Jeep. Lyle bought a Porsche. Eric bought $1 million apartment. Lyle got an apartment. I'm just saying, like,
they did.
Yeah, they both. They what was the famous line? They did both buy Rolexes with a perfectly good swatch there, but.
I did. Someone was like, if you look at the evidence pictures closely enough, it was in that Hazel Thornton, her book. The audio version of it is awesome, and actually, she was on, I think, Cuomo or News Nation recently with Eric, but she was in the first. She was on Eric's jury in the first trial, and she was so funny. She was like, if you were sitting there and looking at those photos of Eric's room, there was a perfectly good what was it, swatch?
Swatch.
Yeah, there's a great. I was like, oh my God, the only thing that would have made it better if she'd been like, there's an awesome shark watch with like the wraparound like Velcro band.
Yeah, it was. I don't want to, like I said, I'm not excusing the behavior, but when you need to understand that everybody, there's some things that are taken out of context that the prosecution wants you to believe. There's also some things taken out of context that the defense wants you to believe. But when you put them together, it does put the puzzle pieces together. And so, again, not excusing, not saying it's okay, but it really wasn't a big deal for Lyle to get a limousine for any occasion. It wasn't, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't unusual. I don't know. I like to clear that up.
Well, as someone who wasn't quite a whole handful of fingers, like a whole hand age-wise by 89, I was getting close. And certainly by 93, I don't know what I was doing in that time, but I didn't catch the live coverage of the trial. But did any of y'all actually watch it? By the way, watching the replay of it's hilarious to watch Court TV do it in that slow one panning camera that goes, and then you catch the best is first of all, watch it with Tia too, because by the end of it, like I'm pausing it and I was like, is this seriously happening right now? Like it's such good TV. Like I hate to say that.
It is, and I can really enjoy myself doing some commentary of Leslie Abramson. I feel her in my core. Do you want to tell them what my new job, like what you said next time we have to have, go ahead. I don't want to spoil it for you.
Actually, just tell them what I just,
today.
It started last night. What did
you said the next time we have to have a talk? Oh, last night. Oh my God. So we were watching, and I'm going to show you guys. I will pull that up. We are watching some of the trial. It is so good. And Leslie Abramson's going after Dr. Oziel, who is the doctor that Lyle confessed to, right? But the guy's
tape recorded everything.
Yeah, guy's a total dirtbag, right? Total, complete dirtbag. Lies about everything. Complete dirtbag. Don't even know how shouldn't have even had his license by the time Eric's on, but
he was already on probation at the time, by the way, when they got a hold of him.
Right. So we're watching this, and I am literally calling the shots. Leslie Abramson is talking, and I'm saying this, and LFT is going, did you watch this? And I'm like, no, this is the most amazing thing. I feel her in my gut. I feel her in my core. I love this woman. And then the moment happened. She pulled out binders. Oh, I can't tell you what I said, but I was excited. I was super excited. And then she starts going after Oziel. Oh, good gravy. It is just good TV. It is good damn TV. So we go to get off last night, the phone, and we're talking. And I say to her, hey, what's your schedule for the week? To which she replies, I don't recall. Which is what Dr. Oziel says every second word. I don't recall.
She's like, well,
go ahead.
What did you ask me next? I was like, I have to check my books.
Where's your book?
Oh, in my office.
No, it's not. You carry it around in your
Etagere. Anyway, I drove her nuts. I wouldn't give a fucking answer. I was just like, she's like, what is your week like? And I was like, do you mean a week that starts like Monday to, do we start? Like, I just started. Well, that depends
then I
on your
start
definition of
Dr. Oziel. What do you know as a week? Do you have a calendar? Would you like one put in front of you? I can place one in front of you. Let me give you my calendar. Do you have an accounting? What is it? Do you have an? What was this today? I wrote it down. What was it? Oh God. Are you articulate?
Mm-hmm.
Are you articulate?
I don't think I could answer. I'm not capable. I can't answer.
I gotta pull that up. You keep talking. I'm gonna find that. That was my fave.
But anyway, so I could see this Tia, like there's this thing when Leslie's questioning, whoever's on the stand, she knows the answer already. So what she's doing is just letting you talk. So the way she poses all these questions, and I told Tia, I go, the next time we ever have to have a serious discussion, I was like, I better see your hair permed in a banana clip. Because I just met someone who's kind of like you. And I go, and then I'm going to wear wired rim glasses and just sit there and ask the judge for help every
I
4 minutes.
I love the moment where you're like, she's playing with her phone. LFT goes, she's you. She's you. You know the answers already. You're just making me go through the motions.
Yeah, you're making And I was like, I don't care what any kind of big thing, but I go, I won't even answer the phone if you don't have a banana clip in your hair and it's permed and.
Oh my God. It was so funny.
I'm not going to talk. We're not even going to have the discussion. But it was.
Was it part 3, right?
It's part 3, 48 minutes. Go to 48
I got
minutes.
it. Okay, hold on.
I've never heard. I thought Alec did, was a word salad and the best kind of just dummy on the stand for someone supposedly so intelligent and engaging and whatnot. I was wrong. Granted, I was little when it happened, so I wouldn't really know. But I'm telling you right now, having the benefit of watching them both today, 2023 back to back. Nope. This one, but ironically, y'all, Oziel lived in South Carolina for a while after he graduated, before he moved to California. And I was like, oh my God, he must have talked to Alec. This is where they get it from. I don't know. It's like a learned craziness.
I'm going to share my screen. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, because my second favorite thing in this is Lyle's. This is why Lyle.
Oh, Lyle looks. My new thing is Lyle looks like a hyena.
He could not. So he didn't testify in trial 2 because he, much like myself, couldn't control himself or his facial expressions. So they would not let him. They wouldn't let him testify in Menendez 2. I started it back a little bit because I wanted you to see her hair.
Watch the hyena. Watch the tennis match. His head goes back. I mean that in a fun.
So factually, about your conversation with Eric up until that point. Is that correct?
You can.
I don't know what you mean by factually.
You didn't relay to Lyle any specific fact or facts that Eric had told you. Isn't that true?
Well, I did say
Well,
that
don't tell us what you say. If you cannot answer the question, say you cannot answer the question, okay?
I cannot answer the question.
All right. You understand, Dr. Oziel, we've had you testify in front of 3 different configurations of the jury. One jury, another jury.
All right, counsel, let's ask questions, and if there's any need to instruct the witness, you can request the court to do it.
Oh,
She gets in trouble a
add
lot.
editorialize. Don't editorialize. That's going on the bingo card too.
Yeah. Okay, so I just pulled it. Okay, so this is the part we want to show.
Far had Eric gone in his education as of October 1989?
I believe that he was in high school, but I don't. I think that he was in his senior year at high school.
Will be.
Would you characterize yourself, Dr. Oziel, as an articulate person?
I don't think that I would characterize myself in any particular way at all.
Well, if I were to ask you, are you articulate? You'd say,
That's presumptuous on my part, and I wouldn't respond to that.
oh, I'm sorry. So you're not articulate.
Excuse me, Anna, could we strike counsel?
Oh,
Yes,
I'm
let's
sorry.
just ask questions and not make editorial comment, please.
Are you comfortable in using the English language?
Yes, I feel comfortable using the English language.
Do you think you have an extensive vocabulary?
I think I have a serviceable vocabulary, yes.
Do you think you had, as of October 1989, a more extensive vocabulary than Eric Menendez, a senior in high school?
Probably.
Now, we have established, haven't we, Dr. Oziel, that at the time you dictated the tape from which those notes were
I just
Oh my
wanted to
gosh.
play that portion right
Wait.
there.
Wait, will you please go back? Will you go to just pick apart in part 2 real fast where
Yeah.
Lyle's head is literally going back and like Tia's like, oh my God, it's like he's at a
yeah.
tennis match. And it really does. It looks like he should be in like the 1940s at the tennis match with this little, sweater on and everything. But he's so focused, but it's hilarious. Once Tia pointed it out, I was going, you just watch Lyle and it goes back and forth, but he looks at you kind of like a hyena, like he's watching just to like pounce. That's what I look at him and I just see like this hyena kind of face and he's paying so close attention, but that head back and forth, like.
Okay, I'll play this portion and then we'll.
It was so fun. Like, and poor Eric's like falling asleep at times.
Yeah, Eric had to be medically. I'm trying to find her.
This yep.
Is that one?
Yeah, kind of like right there ish.
Hold on. Let me see. There was some really good shots of Lyle. I think this. There we go.
Is this when he says motherfucker under his breath?
Oh, I don't know.
Yes, he was telling me a secret.
And what patients say to their doctors are called, are they not, confidential communications at the time they are spoken. Is that correct?
Unless there's an exception.
At the time they are spoken, they are called confidential communications. Is that right?
Ask me answer, Your Honor.
Overall.
I believe they're confidential unless there's some exception to
Word
to
salad.
privilege.
And you tell your patients, you've already told us about confidentiality law. Is that right?
Yes.
Now let me ask you, Dr. Oziel, in 1989, before this case, what did you tell your patients about the privacy of what they're telling you about their lives in your office?
Objection irrelevant.
Tia, it was.
You're asking in general or as to the defendant?
Well, he's already said that he tells them
Well,
all.
counsel, I'll just answer my question.
Generally.
Be responsive to my question.
All right, I will. Generally.
Wish she got her ass knocked again.
Objection overruled.
In general, I tell patients about confidentiality in psychotherapy sessions.
Well, tell us what you tell them. Pretend we're all your patients.
Ordinarily, what I do is I disclose fundamentally
He's literally
the
entertained.
evidence code with respect to the exception to confidentiality, that therapy is confidential unless certain conditions take place, and then go through some of the conditions that are likely to be exceptions. With 0 to 1 areas like
There's
Ever
one
talked to
more.
a therapist before? Abuse of
potential, except under those unspeculative.
that you are sexually molesting your child, I have to call the police. Do you tell them that?
It's in here.
Sometimes, but not.
Was the statute? All right, now that's,
This
you
is where
tell me.
Lyle accused, he like,
I said minors, under 18.
Usually I do.
It's the beginning.
Now, when it
one's
comes
in the
to
white
this
sweater,
danger
they go
to
back and forth.
one,
Evidence Code 1024 says that under conditions where the patient is a threat to another, that there is no confidentiality. And on that basis, I told them that if in fact they were threatening and threatening to harm me or anyone else, that there would be no confidentiality. And that is in fact what I told them.
you told them that on October 31st.
Absolutely.
You said, if you threaten me, there's no confidentiality.
I said, if you threaten anyone, if you are threatening to anyone, threatening to harm anyone, there is no confidentiality. Absolutely. I told them that.
You told them both that.
Yes, I did.
And did you then tell them both, now I feel threatened, so there's no confidentiality?
I told Lyle very expressly
There we
that
go.
he was menacing to me. In
And
fact,
did you
I told
tell
him several times that he was menacing and threatening to me.
You didn't tell that to Eric.
No, I didn't perceive that Eric in that session was being threatening or menacing to me.
You just thought he was going to murder you that night. That
I thought that,
yes? Is that yes?
I'm trying to answer the question and I can't answer it yes or no.
Okay.
Would you like me to explain it?
No.
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 Did you tell Lyle, after you told him you thought he was being menacing, that therefore the Evidence Code Section 1024 of the California Evidence Code now clicks in Lyle, and therefore nothing you've told me is confidential? Did you tell him that?
No, I didn't feel there was any reason or obligation to tell him that.
Oh, well, did you tell him, well, remember what I just told you about confidentiality, Lyle? I'm finding you very menacing, therefore there is none. Sorry. Yes, did you say words to Lyle to the effect, remember, Lyle, I just told you if you threaten anybody, there's no confidentiality. Now you've threatened me, now there's no confidentiality. Did you tell him that?
No, and I didn't believe there was any reason to tell him that.
By the way, hearing her take notes. Is
Let's
so
go back.
important.
This scribbling is amazing. I'm sorry. I just.
Because of the whole note part. Like, do you take notes? Well, I mean,
So
sometimes
let me.
not all the time. Like, oh, I'm sorry, what?
Did you call the police? No.
I called a police. Well, no.
What do you mean you
No,
called
it
the
wasn't
police?
scary. It's
Who
just,
did you call?
it blew my mind. This is
A police. You called a police officer? Did you call the chief of police or did you call the guy at the desk?
I don't recall.
What? Did you call Los Angeles County Police?
Possibly. I don't even have the paperwork in front of me. It's been like 4 years. How could I mean, I'm not gonna know. I called someone. I tried to call a small one.
You've answered the question. Did you call a town within Los Angeles?
I don't know which one I called. I tried to stay
You just
away
opened
from,
up the yellow pages, doctor, and you called
She
police.
called and asked for a list of all the
small
small
police.
like small police departments, because he called. It's you have to start at part one, but I just a little while ago when she said, are you good with the English language? Like,
Yeah,
I literally
are you
like,
articulate?
see my
Well, I don't
pasta
wanna
and I was like,
overstate.
get off my phone. This is the funniest thing I've ever heard. But it's 10 times funnier once you watch part 1 and 2 on 1.5 and listen to him
Lie.
not be able to, like, it is the damnedest. And then to turn to the judge, literally looks at the judge. It was like, I need advice here. Like, am I permitted to ask this?
I'm gonna need some.
Answer this?
I'm gonna need some counsel, Your Honor. And the judge answers, and I'm going, wait a damn minute. You're supposed to be impartial. What the fuck are you doing?
Oh my God. Oh my God. It's riveting. It's riveting. It's mind blowing. And watching it and
watching it together.
Watching that.
Great.
Yeah. And combining it with what we've like kind of all the stuff we've reread and, the motions filed and all this stuff, like more of it comes together. And I was like, wow, this is a lot deeper than I realized. And this man, who the hell gave him oh, y'all, she was like, okay, are you certified or do you promote yourself, in terms of marriage counseling or all this stuff? He has no idea what his credentials are.
I don't know which certifications.
Don't ask him about the resume. Mm-hmm. Do not bring up resume.
Nope, it's not resume. What is it?
What is it? Your CV. And then she was like, is that Latin? And he was like, and I was like, yes, the answer is yes, idiot. Just say yes. Like it is. I just feel a little.
Did she really ask him a question then? If she wanted him to answer, she would say no to her own question. She was so feisty and she got in such trouble. And the judge wanted to hold her in contempt several times because she got a little mouthy and she could not hold her feelings of disgust. I can relate. She could not hold her feelings of disgust to herself, frankly. She let that shit fly like her hair. She just, by the way, I texted you, I left you, I don't know if you saw it. She just let that shit fly and it was amazing. And then you have on the other side of the aisle, well, first of all, you have her who's just, I love her. I think she's amazing. I really do. And Bitches with Balls, I love you. Just go, girl. You go. And Eric needed that. He needed that ballsy broad to defend him. Lyle's attorney, Jill Lansing, is much more posh and finished and professional and lovely. Perfect for Lyle. And then on the other side, you have the moron, Kobayashi, whatever the hell his name was.
Oh, God.
And Pam, who looks like a soccer mom and should not be there. Literally just, she's so bad.
It's literally like watching an episode of Dallas, but like it's like Dallas meets Guiding Light meets 90210, and
so good.
This is what we're watching. But it's riveting.
It is. We're also like learning as we go. So just to touch on a couple other things, because we probably want to shut it down here soon.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure how. I wasn't sure how you were feeling on that. You want to keep going, or?
I just want to watch a Zeal.
I just want to watch a Zeal. So
I want some big frame wire glasses. And
I have them for you.
I think what we need to do sometime is just record us on Zoom watching it. And how many times I pause it and I go, what the hell just happened? I go, what? And then I'm like, did he not just say 4 minutes ago that his whole answer was very different? Like, it was so good.
Look, there's hold on. There's the wired glasses for LFT. We got them.
But no, I want like my grandpa. You got to have that extra line above the nose. Like the nose piece. And then there's
yeah. We don't have that.
That's why I said I've got my nighttime sunglasses. I love Dallas too. I love Dallas.
Me too.
That's another one I needed like a whiteboard to draw it out to understand it.
But it was all a dream. So the cool thing is now, after going through this, and we're literally starting from day one and trying to be objective. It's really hard to be objective when you hear some of the abuse that goes on. That part's really hard to be objective on. But
Oh, will be. He
It's-
charged them for the day. Azil charges them, like, 'cause he helps the boys, after the murders too, and like attends the funeral and stuff. They're billed. He billed them for going to the funerals,
Mhm.
and he realizes he gets busted doing it because Abram said, "Let's him talk," and she was like, "Well, can I draw your attention to, like, all right, what do you charge, for like an hour?" It's so amazing. And
Well, it's not really an hour.
definitely-
It's only 45 minutes.
Yeah, don't talk to him about the definition of sessions
hour.
or assessment.
Mm.
But it is, he
It's
charged
good
them.
shit.
It was like,
To go to the
how many
funeral.
hours that day? Was that the 8-hour day or something? At 2? Didn't he
Yeah.
make a couple thousand?
Yes, tried to say Eric was gay. So
Mhm.
that whole thing, LFT and I had to, thank you for bringing that up, Audrey. Thank you. So LFT and I went through that. Eric, not gay. First and foremost, and that's a whole live in itself. Let's just say not gay, and we will be we're going to touch on every aspect of this case. But what I wanted to say earlier was that the new evidence coming forward is Roy Rosello from Menudo was inappropriately attacked physically horribly by Jose Menendez. Jose was head of Sony. Was it Sony at the time? Was he head of Sony at the time? When Menudo was big, and the manager / whoever created Menudo also was doing terrible things to all members of Menudo. And if you know, then you know. Hashtag Ricky Martin.
And if you don't, you have to Google it like I did.
Mm-hmm.
What is a Menudo? I was like, I love
I love boy bands. And you see this guy's story, and it's absolutely horrific. But he is now, Ray Rosello is now filing criminal charges against, is his name Diaz?
Yeah,
Eduardo
Edgardo Diaz or something.
Diaz, yeah. He's filing charges he did file them in Los Angeles. I really, really hope that more have the courage. What they need is somebody who's, and this is what Roy said, and he went around to a lot of different people. I'm going to encourage you guys to watch it. What is that? Blue Peacock, what was that on? So I'll tell you where to go to watch that one.
It's on Hulu or Peacock. It's on Peacock.
Is it Peacock?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Peacock.
Let me see.
Eric Tells All is Hulu.
That's good.
And that was in 2017. That's either Hulu or Prime. But it's Eric Tells All, and then no, it is. I think it is Peacock.
It's on Peacock. Okay, so Roy Rosello's story is on Peacock, and then Eric Tells All is the other one. Just go search them.
I love
good.
Seinfeld.
Oh, really? Oh, make them all here because I love Seinfeld. What is the best documentary? There's so many. To be fair, the best documentary.
Do you recall? I have to look at my books.
I don't recall. The best documentary I found so far is literally the court this channel.
Menendez Trials.
Brothers. Maybe I can learn. I think it's Menendez Trial or Menendez Brothers Trial. Great channel, has everything on there. Also, Court TV has it. They were screwed. And the only thing that I'm saying is after nearly 35 years in jail, because remember, they were in jail prior to being sentenced. So they've been in jail since March, let's see, Lyle's March 8th, 1990.
And Eric, March 11th.
Thanks, Audrey. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you. March 11th.
Thank you. Yeah. So Eric was arrested March 8th. No, excuse me. Lyle was arrested March 8th. Eric was arrested on March 11th, 1990. They've been in jail since. I think at least they deserve another trial.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Anyone that is familiar with North Carolina, get this. One of the guys who was with Lyle when he was arrested on the 8th, who was in the car with him, is a representative, or, oh God, I want to say it was either read it in the Daily Tar Heel or Roll Call or something, but it's Hayden, oh God, what was his name? Glenn Stevens and Hayden. Oh, it's right in front of me. I'm such an idiot. Y'all, he was there, and but he has ties to North Carolina. And he's like so I don't know, it said NC Dim. Oh, here it is. Hayden Rogers, a congressional candidate. Yeah. But it was crazy. But he was there, and he got so like he was in the car with Lyle, and he was like, oh my God, like we were all told to get the F on the ground, hands stand, like behind our heads. Yeah. And they said, and it was right, they were pulling up on North Elm Drive, and a blue Taurus kind of was blocking the way. So Eric was like, or Lyle was like, all right, what? And was trying to like, do a 3-point turn to like turn around. And then the next thing they know, they were just under.
They are, one is married still, one is not. Lyle was married to Anna, and then Tammy. And or do I have them reversed?
No, yeah. Eric, well, Lyle was married twice, and Eric
once.
Eric, yeah, but Eric's they're no longer married, but they're still really close. I believe that's right.
And then Lyle is still married to Tammy, who runs all of his social media. Like I said, they're both incredibly active on social media.
They've earned the privileges.
They have.
They're in what did they? I mean, they're in a totally different corridor, like a whole. Essentially, I feel like it's like they went from. They're like in the higher, like you go to camp. These are like
they're not in the maximum security portion, but they're in a terrible prison. Don't get it twisted. It's not day camp, but there's quite show you the other thing about
Wait,
I was going to show you Eric's artwork really quick.
Oh,
because he's quite talented. He's quite the talented artiste. What did I do with that? Give me 1 sec.
They just got moved together, like, what was it,
2018.
2018, yeah. But they saw each other in, hold on, I wrote it down today. Whenever they did the Barbara Walters interview
well, they had, there's nothing in the estate.
In 2002 was the first time they'd seen each other. They did a joint interview with Barbara Walters for 2020. And so that was the first time they'd seen each other since they were sentenced, And they did that interview, and then they were able to.
This is Eric's artwork. See? It's quite detailed and amazing.
Didn't he do the whole mural thing on the side of the prison? Yeah.
There's like no money. Classes. They didn't have money in the estate.
They didn't have it by the time the second trial rolled around. They were already down to nothing.
Yeah, they didn't have anything. But point is, I think at this point in time, yeah, he does it in prison. Yeah. We'll pull up for the next live some of his other artwork. He did an entire mural in the prison. They both teach classes. They both are, okay, I know you can laugh, you can say what you want, but they are both some form of life coach.
Oh, Eric started the support. He does like essentially the hospice too in the prison, and helps like created a group like that will help people, people in wheelchair, anyone that needing accommodations or help assistance, like mobility, anything. He's in a weird way, they've kind of thrived in prison, and they've been kind of content.
That's true. And the one thing that they've said since is that Eric has been more comfortable in prison than he was in his own home.
Mm-hmm.
How sad is that? How freaking sad is that? So just so you know, we are deep diving this entire case from day one through. We're hoping to follow it with the new evidence and the Roy Rosello side of it. We have some calls into some people that we are going to be interviewing.
Garrigos has already filed the petition, a new petition too, in the initial steps of potentially getting at least a retrial.
A retrial.
I believe it was filed May 3rd, 2023.
Yep. I mean, do we think that it's going to happen? Neither boy is. I say boy. These boys are not boys. These boys are 50-some-year-old men who have spent. One was 18 when he went to prison, and the other was 22. So they've been, they're not boys. I think it's fair to request a new trial, because the judge would not allow any of the essay to be brought in to the second trial, which was the basis for everything. Do you guys know how much longer we will know the results of the habeas corpus? I don't know, but I'll find out and I'll let you know. We'll find out.
Will be there.
What?
Do you think Oziel will be if say they get another trial? You think he'll be called as a witness?
Well, it won't be as fun because Leslie will not be there, so I don't care. Leslie will not.
He didn't remember things a couple days after. I fear the assistance he will need. I need glasses like this.
So, doctor, when did you want to do our next live? And what would you like to cover on our next live, doctor? Okay, I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Doctor, when would you like to do our next live?
When I can find my glasses without dark frames would be great.
Okay.
Lenses. I can't see very well.
I didn't
but
ask any questions. Your Honor, I didn't.
But the shape,
we don't need the word. No, we don't need the word salad. Thank you. What would you like to cover on our next live, doctor?
Oziel part 1. Me part 1.
Okay, but don't you think we should inform others of like the timeline and some of the background stuff?
I mean, if
do you remember that there's a whole aspect of this trial that has nothing to do with you, Dr. Oziel?
I don't recall. I feel like I was an integral part of it.
Do you feel like the boys need another trial?
My professional opinion?
Yes. Dr. Oziel, are you in fear for your life currently from Eric and Lyle Menendez?
Yes, he's looking at me as if a hyena, and I am his prey right now. I'm a little scared. Sir, can I get a refill in my little Dixie cup? Mm-hmm. So someone will run to the restroom and get us some more. I just need just like a few more. The little Dixie cups.
Did you want to consult your attorney before you answered any further questions?
I am not sure what his schedule is like.
What?
I mean, the judge, yesterday you said I could take 5 minutes to maybe call my attorney. Can I let them? All right. Yeah, we can do that. Sure.
Okay, good. So, do you recall the first question I asked you, Doctor? Do you want to do another live on this subject, and when?
I mean, I think it would depend on the elements that you would like to discuss. And
oh my God, it's a yes or no. Do you recall me answering or asking the question, Doctor?
No, I don't. I don't. Not even in the slightest. I don't. I think there's a lot to cover. I would
I didn't
check
ask
my
any
notes.
questions, Doctor. Should we do a What the Fuck Wednesday on this one with Dr. Oziel?
Can I
Did you want to
in
consult?
my life? Can I use in my lifeline?
do you need the judge? Did someone look? Ava said, "Did somebody pass up the gummies to the rest of the class?"
No, that's the worst part about it. Absolutely no. Wait, can I poll the jury? But
which jury? No, no.
I'm going to go with Eric.
The jury, any questions? Do not look at the jury.
This is wow. I need to take a shot. I don't even care. But no, these are the glasses that he was kind of that shape.
They are,
but obviously not.
Who were the other patients, and what are some of the secrets that they had? Well, Judalon Smith. Let's talk about her secret. It was between her legs.
Well, wait. But not only that's an obvious answer, Abramson. Hold on for a minute.
Okay.
There are a lot of other people that would know. You could start with my cleaning crew.
Do you have a cleaning crew? Do you have a cleaning person? And did they sign a non-disclosure agreement?
Yes, I believe I do, and if I recall, they did. But I don't know
where
which.
Do you keep that?
Well, in my office, but
where is your office located, Doctor?
I didn't write this. I didn't write. Well, it depends. I forgot what it depended. I forgot what it depended on. But there's one in an L shape and that has a closet, and it's in my bedroom closet, but people can't go into. Well, do you have people that clean that office?
I was gonna say, do you have a wife and you have children and you have?
Yeah, I do, but the cleaning crew, they're in and out all the time, so they might be nervous.
Do you have a cleaning crew with your home or with your office?
I don't know how to answer that because I have an office in my home and I have an office
in Beverly Hills. Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's where it is, in Beverly Hills. That sounds right. That sounds right. To the best of my recollection.
Recall where your office is, Doctor?
Yeah, I don't. Yes, I do offer marriage counseling. Is that on your resume?
And also, so are you certified to do that, Doctor?
Yeah, I believe. I mean,
do you have the lambskin?
I think all my stuff is up. I think all my stuff is up to date. Yeah, I think. I mean, this.
Do you remember your full name? No, L. Jerome.
Jerome Oziel
Okay.
with a Dixie cup.
With the Dixie cup.
Oh my God.
We will.
I so wanted to, but these are the kind of glasses. So next time, like that's just, but this is how he goes. Like he sits there so just like, I believe, yes. Well, I mean, I can't answer that. And
she does a really good impression of Dr. Oziel. I'm not going to lie. When she's up for it, she does a really good impression of Dr. Oziel. And it cracks me the hell up because it's like, actually working, doing things. And then she goes into Oziel, and I'm like, oh, mother trucker. Oh, I can't.
Yeah.
This is so frustrating.
I'm being super serious, and I've done a ton of shit, and I'm not even looking up, and she'll ask me something, and she'll be like, do you have that? And I'm like, yeah, hold on. And then I'm like, who did my books? Have you seen my editor? Like, I can't. I'll just like throw something out there, not even look up. And she's literally like, I just need to know, did you save that document?
Yeah.
Did you save it? Well, we used to save things on floppy disk. Microtapes? Yes, microtapes. We use microtapes. Some of my things, my answer machine uses larger tapes, but
my microfiche.
my microfiche. An audio taping session. Did you ever have someone stand outside your door with a glass held up?
Oh, you just went robotic.
To it?
He is blind and dumb. You just went robotic. I don't know if you can hear me. Robot. My carbon copy. Do you have the yellow fish?
And or my
I don't know if she can see me or not. All right, you guys. I'm hoping that she can see. We're gonna. Can you hear me? Okay, you were a robot for a little while there. Sorry. Triplicate bitches. Unseen thinkers, I will see you over in our friend Shifties. And thank you guys so much for being here tonight. She was wondering about the glass on the door trick. Yeah, no kidding.
I was testing it out real fast. It doesn't work.
Real special thank you to you again for your kind messages. Thanks for modding for us now. Whether you liked it or not, I was making you mod. K-Braze, thank you so very much. MK, you know, I'm so, we are very, very, very blessed here. And it's never been about numbers. It's never been about anything other than, I'm going to be really real with you guys for 1 second. This, while we've gone through things personally, individually we've gone through things personally and together, it has been amazing to get back to a case with LFT that is research heavy, where we can dive in and I'm going to be completely and 100% honest, less worried about going live. For Murdoch, it was, oh my God, we're so into it. We got to get this information out there. We're working with other creators. And it was really important for us to stay on top of things and go live. And, you know, there was so much with Murdoch. You had to stay on top of it. We're on top of it. But to me, this feels like the Watts case, where we were so heavily invested in the research first and getting it right. And having fun behind the scenes. I've had so much fun. And I just wanted to thank you for that, LFT, professionally, publicly. But I mean, I think you probably know that already. But the research portion of this is just diving back in and doing that has been a lot of fun for me. It's kind of given me a love for what we do again. And I just I didn't have that. I don't love YouTube at all. I barely like YouTube. I'll be fair. It's really, I really don't like YouTube at all.
It's fine though, but every night I like send her clips of either like Foster Brooks or Don Rickles or
Oh
some
my
sort
God,
of crazy
it's so
old
great.
school thing, and I clip them and put them together and just tell a story. And I'm like, by the way, I got that all
It's
from
so
YouTube.
great. It's so that's it. That's it. But the part for us, I mean, what you guys, a lot of people don't know this, is that when we worked on the Watts case, we researched the Watts case for months before we ever went live, because we wanted to make sure that what we put out was accurate, was 100% accurate. It could be backed up with facts. We could show you all the evidence. That was good. I just don't enjoy. That's what I live for. I live for us waking up and going, okay, what are we looking at today? Or going off on a tangent, you know, learning things and doing right, doing what we do and having a really good time doing it and doing it together. I love that. And I'm so glad that we're back at that point again, and research heavy again. That's what we do. We do that best. You should do product reviews live. Wouldn't that be funny? They said they love you. We'll try to make up for everything. They love me. Well, I'm so glad you have a direct connection there. But I just want to thank you guys for being so patient with us, for being so incredibly supportive when we weren't even sure what we were going to do anymore. I truly mean that. And more than anything, I'm just really glad to be working on a case again that we can sink our teeth into and maybe learn something and help someone. I don't know. I'm not talking about the Menendez brothers. You know, there's so many aspects to this case as far as abuse goes that we're learning that, the Stephen Smith case. Yeah, we got to get back into that and talk about that too, friend. We really got to get back into that and talk about that. Sure is.
I think
also Murdoch's going into financial trials soon.
Oh yeah. Oh, when he is being deposed for Beach too, and I've got the dates written down. I've been keeping up with it. I think we'll know maybe by what they say Labor Day. I wonder if the panel's already been, conducted in terms of, and paneled already. I think maybe they have.
You want to? Okay, we can do live research. Those are the best. I'm telling you, they're so much fun. I'd be happy to do that. Yeah, product reviews, but you have to pick them, and that's how LFT what they are until the live. Oh my God, that would be so much fun. That would be so much fun. I would love to do that. We need to do that. Eva, thank you very much. Yeah. Appreciate that. Anything for you, Miss Madam?
No. There's so much. Yes, I agree. There's so much more to discuss, and we're getting back into the swing of it. So thanks for being patient with us and staying interested. And I don't know, for any of us who were under the age of 5 when this murder occurred, it's quite thrilling to relive it with an adult-ish brain and more wisdom. So I'm enjoying it. I'm glad we're doing it. Let me guess. I was about to say, let me guess. Was I robotic that entire?
No, not at all. We really missed you, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I really, really missed you. Oh, thanks, MK. We missed you too, buddy. God, I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're okay. Glenn, Shifty, queen of the snack community. Anything else? I think we've covered it all. Thank you guys for being here with us tonight. Thank you for bearing with me.
Everyone go watch, put Ozeel Abramson Part 1 in your YouTube search, little magnifying glass. Put it on 1.5, and just by the next time we go live, just say you've watched at least 18 minutes of it. And if you don't enjoy it, we'll figure out.
You have to enjoy it with us, though. I think we're the commentary behind it, where we get.
I swear to God, tonight, she thinks we're not going to finish watching part 3 that we have to finish, and I was like, but we are, because
but we are. We probably will be.
But I seriously wonder if we should because we do it on Zoom. I really wonder if we could hit record and just be like, this is it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We can do that. Totally. You should stay in character. Oh, Lord have mercy. You will. I'm going to need drinks for that, because it's really frustrating. It is really frustrating. Oh, it's so much fun.
I don't know. You get used to it.
Do you?
How do you spell Abramson? Abramson.
Yeah, that's one. What if we played out the court for you? Oh, Lord. Oh.
That's what I wondered. Talk about a mock trial. I would love to see how people would do. I would love in law school right now. As a mock trial, you had to litigate this entire case all over again.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be really interesting to see.
I do too.
And you don't get to pick your side. You have to draw it. You got to pick you draw it out of the hat, whether you're prosecution or defense.
Okay.
You get 2 weeks.
We get a jury?
Yeah, because that would be.
How would we do that?
They didn't have a bench trial.
They
didn't have a bench.
No.
Yeah, they didn't have a bench trial. So.
Would you do 2 separate juries or just one? Just one.
I say because time is
Objection.
precious. Objection. And
Sustained. Wheel, you get to be the judge. Oh, you'd be perfect. You would be absolutely perfect for the judge. Done. The K-Brays.
I don't know.
Many people don't, and that's what's interesting. Many people don't. We hope that we can enlighten you a little bit. No, Wheel, you're the judge. You're hands down the judge. You make such a good judge.
I'll be the bailiff.
No, you have to be Lyle. You're snarky enough to be Lyle.
I swear to God, him in that bright. I think part 1, he's wearing that thicker, bright sweater, a brighter white sweater.
And it's got a pocket on it.
I think it's a pink, but a pink and maybe a pink button up, or could not get any preppier for the era or for the time right then. And Tia's not kidding. She was like, "Oh my God, look at Lyle!" And then I wanted to kill her for pointing it out, because he's not so much hyena-ish, watching and getting those more squinty eyes. It's more literally he is watching a badminton match, tennis match. Just his head is going boom, boom, boom. And then you just look at that, and then you just hear these fools screaming at each other, and a judge going, maybe don't be so argumentative in your phrasing. I'm like, get her. And then I'm like to Leslie, get him. So it's so worth it. But there's so much to this case, and so many different aspects that I the imperfect self-defense.
I know we went off to on a tangent.
Or gone with what do we talk about too? The battered, because they tried to equate it to the battered woman syndrome, but I said today, would it be different? I can't believe they couldn't say this, try to define it as a battered child. Not but no dice at that during that time.
Should be interesting. Should be interesting. But yeah, so apparently, you guys, I have to go because I have to go get into character for Zoom, which. Oh, here we go. It's gonna be a long night. It's gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm.
The fun part or the long night part?
Oh, I don't know. What?
All right, you guys. Thank you so much for watching us. Thank you for your support. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for the messages. If you're not in the Decipher group, please feel free to join us in there. We will be putting out most of our research that we find in there. We do have throw a fish up there. I know a fish where we can. Anybody know where I can find a fish?
Not in the waters off of North Carolina right now because they're either disqualified.
Yeah.
They're either disqualified or don't. Never mind. Anyway, Frigidaire.
Thank you. Frigidaire. Thank you, Carol Claus, for your donation. That was really super kind.
Yes.
I really appreciate that. Hunksy, I know you're probably asleep right now, but you were watching. Yes, we used your picture. Thank you so much. Love you. And to our mods, thank you very much for modding for our channel and for being kind to us during a rough time. Shifty, you are coming up on our panel at one point in time because I can't get her to go on yours. So, B Crumbs, nice to see you. So great to see you. So if I can't get her to go up on your panel, I'll just have to have you up on ours and we'll have some fun there. Good night, you guys. Have a great night. Be kind to one another. Go to your favorite creator, like a bunch of their videos, leave a nice comment, and as LFT says, pay it forward. We will see you very soon. Take care.
Have a good night.